Hello everyone, welcome to Lukmaan IAS. Today we are going to have our daily Takkar Rapid Series session, which is also known as DTRS session. This DTRS session is a session where we discuss the current affair questions from the UPSC Prelims point of view. So every day we try to cover 10 important questions, and through these 10 important questions we discuss 10 important topics from the newspaper articles. And if you attend these sessions on a regular basis, they are going to help you to prepare for the UPSC Prelims examination in a better way. Okay. So today let us start the discussion, right? So we are going to start the discussion with a quotation, and this quote is by Mr. Ban Ki-moon. So Mr. Ban Ki-moon is one of the foremost important personalities. He has been the Secretary General of the United Nations organization. And during his tenure, during his term, he has brought huge number of reforms in the United Nations system, and also he has proposed new ideas to the world. So let us discuss about the quotation that has been given by this personality, this person. He says, "This is our world, a common world. Everybody should feel a common responsibility." Okay. So this particular quotation actually, let's say, applies to all of us, that the entire world, right, it belongs to all of us together, right? It belongs to me, it belongs to you, it belongs to all of us. This is our world, a common world, and everybody should feel a common responsibility. This can be applied in terms of, let's say, our effort towards mitigating the climate risks. As we all know that like global warming is happening, right? And why global warming is happening? Because people are releasing greenhouse gases. So those people who are responsible for releasing greenhouse gases, if they also feel that they are part of the world, and it is also their responsibility to take proper action so that like their actions do not harm the world. So they will also think of reducing the amount of greenhouse gases that they are releasing, and also when it comes to, let's say, polluting the environment, or also when it comes to, let's say, like, wasting of water. So these are some of the actions, let's say, like, that can be stopped, that can be curtailed, that can be reduced by taking some responsibility, right? So on this new year, right, so let us all take our responsibility, our pledge to do our bit wherever possible, so that our actions can actually positively influence the world, so that our action can bring some positive changes into the world, and our action should not have any negative impact. We will try to reduce or minimize our negative impact. Let us again read this quote. It says, "This is our world, a common world. Everybody should feel a common responsibility." All right. So with this, let us start the discussion for the day. And today we are going to discuss 10 important topics, right? These topics are, we are going to understand about what is Kilonova explosion. We are going to discuss in detail about this concept, and we are also going to solve an MCQ on this topic. Then we are going to understand about the fundamental rights, and we will try to solve a question on this topic as well. After then, we will understand the concept of alternate dispute resolution mechanisms, which are in short known as ADR mechanisms. We will understand about that. Then we will understand about Financial Intelligence Unit, India, right? So this is a kind of intelligence unit which is taking care of the financial aspects. We will discuss in detail why it is in news and what is its role, how this organization works. We will discuss about all of it. The next topic is Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. In short, it is known as OPEC, Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. It has been in news. Today we are going to discuss about the membership of the OPEC countries, right? Then we are going to discuss about government securities. So GSEX has been in news. This is a topic from Indian economy. We will discuss about it as well. Then we will discuss about the countries that provide dual citizenship, right? We will discuss about those countries that provide dual citizenship. Apart from this, let us discuss about Bharatmala Phase 1 program. We will discuss about Bharatmala scheme or Bharatmala program. Then we will discuss about the Danube River. So it's a river. This topic we are going to discuss from the mapping point of view. All right. Then at last we are going to discuss about a government scheme. This is known as Sukanya Samriddhi account scheme, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, right? So we are going to discuss about this. So let us start the discussion with the first topic, right? So on the left hand side, we have given the MCQ, the question that we are going to solve, right? It is from the current affairs. And on the right hand side, we have given the UPSC prelims year question, prelims previous year question from past years. So that are similar in nature, right? So we are going to discuss about this. So first topic, it says the word Kilonova is sometimes mentioned in media in reference to, right? So here, before we start the discussion, let us understand about what is Kilonova. After then, you will be able to solve the question yourself itself. So Kilonova is a kind of it's a cosmic event. It's an activity that happens, right? So whenever two, let's say, massive stars collide with one another, let's say neutron stars collide with one another, right? Or if a neutron star collides with a black hole, they tend to release some kind of material, right? They tend to release some material that is known as, let's say, Kilonova explosion, right? So they release some materials. And in our periodic table, we do have a periodic table in chemistry. All of us have studied about it when, in our schooling, in 9th standard, 10th standard, 11th standard. So huge number of elements are mentioned over there. Majority of those elements come from the Kilonova, okay, that is there. So here it says, they have given many statements, right? A new species of, this is wrong. A novel zoonotic virus, this is also wrong. A new Saturn moon showing strong evidence for the presence of water, this is also wrong. A blast of electromagnetic radiation that happens when two neutron stars or a neutron star and a stellar mass black hole collide, okay? Option D is the right answer in this case. Option D is the right answer. So with this, let us now see the previous year question. It says the word Denisovan is sometimes mentioned in the news, right? It is mentioned in the media in reference to an early human species, okay? So Denisovan has been in news. This is an early human species. And nowadays also a new, let's say, similar term is in news, which is known as Homo Deus. Homo Deus. A book has been written, right, on this name, Homo Deus. It is written by Yuval Noah Harari. So he has talked about the history of the future. Name of the book is Homo Deus. So he says that Homo sapiens will be overpowered by Homo Deus in this book basically, right? So this term is also in news. This is just for your information. So now let us quickly go to the second question, right? So this question, it says, consider the following statements regarding fundamental rights. As we all know, fundamental rights are mentioned in our constitution, right? In the Constitution of India, there are many articles from article number 12 to article number 35 of the Constitution of India talks about or provides the fundamental rights to the citizens, right? So fundamental rights are those rights that are guaranteed to the citizen of India, right? And some of the fundamental rights are available to the citizens as well as to the foreigners, but not all fundamental rights are available to the foreigners. All fundamental rights are available to the citizens. Some of them are also available to the foreigners. Most of the fundamental rights are self-executory. Some of them need, let's say, some kind of government action for implementing them, okay? And if in case of violation of any fundamental right, you can directly approach the high courts or you can directly approach the Supreme Court of India. You do not need to go to the Supreme Court of India by way of an appeal. You can directly reach the Supreme Court of India if in case your fundamental rights are violated. So today we are going to solve a question related to fundamental rights. It says, consider the following statements regarding fundamental rights. It says, number 1, constitutional remedies are not available if all fundamental rights are violated by private individuals. This statement is wrong, right? It says constitutional remedies are not available if all fundamental rights are violated by private individuals. Now, see, whenever fundamental rights are violated, most of the fundamental rights, if it is violated by the states, so the thing is like there are remedies. You can directly reach a court of law to seek remedy. But there are some fundamental rights that if they are being violated by private individuals also, still you can reach a court of law. For example, there are many examples, right? If we talk about Article 15 of the Constitution of India, Article 15 talks about what? It talks about that there should not be any discrimination, right? In government employment, maybe, right, related to the place of birth or religion or many other matters. So if it is violated, right, you can reach a court of law. Then here again they have mentioned about many fundamental rights. For example, fundamental right under Article 17 of the Constitution of India, rights against untouchability, etc. Okay, means like, untouchability is something that is prohibited, right? Constitutionally it is mentioned. If it is violated, you can reach a court of law to seek a remedy related to it. Okay, so the thing is, this statement is wrong because like it says if all the fundamental rights are violated by private individuals. For example, right to life is a fundamental right under Article 21 of the Constitution of India. If it is violated, let's say like, someone is killed, you can reach a court of law to seek remedy, but the person who is killed, he is killed, but like, there will be justice. Now let us talk about second statement. It says some of the fundamental rights are not self-executory. Okay, this is right. Most of the fundamental rights are self-executory, but some of them are not self-executory. Why they are not self-executory? Because the thing is like, they need some action by the government. For example, if we talk about Article 35 of the Constitution of India, in Article 35 of the Constitution of India, they have mentioned about some other articles. For example, some clauses of Article 16 and some other articles that need proper legislation, proper laws by the government to implement them. Okay, so second statement is right. It says which of the statements given above is or are correct. We need to identify the correct statement. So correct statement is only second statement is correct. So that's why option B is the right answer in our case. So let us see the previous year question also. It says which one of the following categories of fundamental rights incorporates protection against untouchability as a form of discrimination, right? So this is under right to equality. Okay, Article 14 to Article 18 of the Constitution of India, they are part of right to equality, right? Then Article 19 onward, right to freedom, right? So this is, let's say like, untouchability, etc. It is part of right to equality. So D is the right answer. This is previous year question, right, 2020. Now let us move to another question. This is question number 3 for the day. And in your free time, you can download this PDF and you can go through these questions once again. You can go through the explanation so that you can remember that information, right? So let us discuss the third question. It says, consider the following pairs, right? So on one side, they have given the alternate dispute resolution mechanism names. For example, they have mentioned about arbitration, conciliation, negotiation. Apart from this, there are some other, let's say like, other forms of alternate dispute resolution mechanism. For example, mediation is also there. That is not mentioned, but like, in the restricted sense, we are going to solve this question. So on one side, they have mentioned about ADR forms, ADR mechanisms. On the right side, they have mentioned about their definition. Right, so arbitration, first thing they have talked about arbitration. So arbitration is an alternative dispute resolution mechanism. Arbitration may happen, domestic arbitration may be there, international arbitration is also there. For example, you might have heard about the Permanent Court of Arbitration, PCA. It remains in news because it has given a verdict in 2016 related to the dispute related to the South China Sea. So in case of arbitration, there is an independent arbitrator that gives a decision, that gives a, let's say, verdict, and that decision is considered to be final and binding on both the parties, right? Both the parties means like the disputing parties go to an independent authority. That independent authority goes through the case and gives a verdict, and that verdict is full and final, and that is binding as well. So that is known as arbitration. So the thing is, arbitration is this one. It is a binding procedure in which an impartial third party assist the parties to a dispute in reaching a mutually satisfactory agreement on a settlement of dispute. Okay, so this is the thing. If we talk about conciliation, what happens in conciliation? In case of conciliation, conciliation is a non-binding procedure in which an impartial third party assists the parties to a dispute in reaching a mutually satisfactory and agreed upon settlement of the dispute. Okay, like that. So arbitration is this one, conciliation is this one. Okay, in case of conciliation, parties are brought together and so that mutual ground is, let's say, identified so that both the parties are happy with the settlement. In case of arbitration, this does not happen. In case of arbitration, arbitrator is an impartial, independent person, right? He does not have to do anything personally with any of the, let's say, parties. He takes a decision and that decision is considered to be binding on both the parties. Then third, negotiation. It is a non-binding procedure of dispute resolution without the intervention of any third party. Okay, negotiation is being done, right, between the disputing parties themselves. Okay, they negotiate with one another. In case of arbitration, third party is there. In case of conciliation, also third party is there. In case of arbitration, the decision is binding. In case of this conciliation, it is non-binding, like that. So how many pairs are correct? Only one pair is correct. Option A is the right answer. Now let us see this question, previous year question. It says, which of the following are included in the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court of India? Right? So the thing is, you have heard about original jurisdiction, appellate jurisdiction, right? So Supreme Court of India does have various types of jurisdictions. So here they are talking about original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court of India. So although, let's say, here numbers are not mentioned in the question, this is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. These are 4 statements. A dispute between the government of India and one or more state. Okay, so this will be original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court of India. A dispute regarding elections to either house of the parliament or that of the state legislature. This is not original jurisdiction. Let's say, like, here if a dispute arises, in that case, the thing is, Election Commission of India or the houses themselves, let's say, like, create procedures in that regard. Third, it says a dispute between government of India and a union territory, right? So in that case, let's say they can reach the High Court also, right? From High Court, it may go to the Supreme Court. So originally, the dispute will not go to the Supreme Court. Although it can go, but the thing is, Supreme Court does not have the exclusive thing to hear the matter, right? Even High Courts can hear. Fourth, a dispute between 2 or more states. This is right. Okay, first and fourth are right. Correct answer is option C. Option C is the right answer in this case. So with this, let us now quickly move to another question. This is another question we are going to discuss about it. It says, with reference to the Financial Intelligence Unit India, Financial Intelligence Unit India, consider the following statements, right? So why Financial Intelligence Unit was in news? Because there is agency that is known as Binance. So that actually settles the kind of, cryptocurrency transactions. So recently the Financial Intelligence Unit has initiated a kind of investigation, right, against this Binance, right, against one of the cryptocurrency settlement organizations. So that's why it was in news. So we are going to solve question related to this. It says, Financial Intelligence Unit India is an independent body reporting directly to the Economic Intelligence Unit, Economic Intelligence Council, headed by the Home Minister. It is not Home Minister. Everything is right in this sentence or a statement except Home Minister. It should be, let's say, Finance Minister. Which minister? Finance Minister, because we are talking about Financial Intelligence Unit. So it should be part of Finance Minister. So that's why statement 1 is incorrect. Let us discuss about statement 2. It says, virtual digital asset service providers operating in India are required to be registered with Financial Intelligence Unit India and comply with the Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. This is right. Okay, this statement is right, factually correct. Third, it is also the nodal agency in India for coordinating investigation on behalf of Interpol member countries. This is wrong. Financial Intelligence Unit is not the coordinating agency for Interpol. It is CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation. Okay, Central Bureau of Investigation is the coordinating agency for Interpol. Interpol means International Police Organization, International Police. Okay, so for that, the Central Bureau of Investigation from India coordinates. It acts as a coordinating body. So how many of the above statements are correct? Only one, which is second statement is correct. Option A will be the right answer in our case. Now let us talk about this particular question, which is a UPSC Prelims previous year question of 2016. It says, with reference to Financial Stability and Development Council, FSDC, Financial Stability and Development Council consider the following statements. It is an organ of Niti Aayog. This is wrong. Okay, it is an organ of Niti Aayog. This is wrong. It is headed by the Union Finance Minister. This is right. It monitors macro prudential supervision of the economy. This is also right. Option C is correct, right? What you can do, because in UPSC Prelims previous year questions there are some keywords. Using these keywords UPSC may frame further questions. So like it is important that you go through the previous year question well. Anything that you don't understand, search about it in the internet, learn little more about it. Okay, if you learn little more about it, maybe in future if a question comes, you will be able to solve those questions, right? So now let us move to another question, right? So we have given, let's say why it is in news. Financial Intelligence Unit slaps Binance, other crypto exchange with show cause notice. Central agency asked IT Ministry to block sites like that. Okay, so that's why it was in news. Now let us talk about this question, which is question number 5. Through this question, we are going to discuss about Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. It says, in which of the following groups are all the 4 countries members of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries? So the thing is, I hope you understood the question. Here they have given the name of an organization, which is OPEC, and they have told that in these options, in which of these options all these countries that are mentioned are members of OPEC, right? So the thing is, some of these options may have non-members also, but the thing is we need to identify that particular option where all the countries that are mentioned, they are members of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, right? And also I'm going to give you the name of all the countries. So as of now, OPEC has 12 member countries, and correct answer is this one: Libya, Nigeria, Kuwait, Algeria. So Libya, Nigeria, Kuwait, Algeria, they are members of Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. So let me talk about the names of all the countries that are member of OPEC. So they are Algeria, United Arab Emirates, Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, Republic of Congo, Libya, Nigeria, Kuwait, Iran, Iraq, Gabon, and Equatorial Guinea. They are the members of this particular organization, and this organization's main aim is to control the export of, let's say, like, oil. So these countries are oil producing countries, and they have created a cartel, they have created a group among themselves so that they can control the market prices, right? So they can dictate like how much oil should be exported, so that they can have a control on the price of crude oil in the market or petroleum product in the market. Similarly, UPSC has asked in a previous year a question which is of similar nature. This question was asked by UPSC in 2020. It says, in which one of the following groups are all the 4 countries members of G20? And why G20 is again important? Because last year India has held presidency of G20, and during our presidency we have initiated major reforms in G20, right? We have included African Union as a member of G20. You remember this particular thing. We have given this slogan, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and we have initiated the process of Global South. We said like this is the time of emergence of Global South. So India wants to have a leadership of Global South. So that's why also it is important. So Argentina, Mexico, South Africa and Turkey, they are members of G20. Okay, this is the thing. Now with this, let us now quickly move to another question. Just a minute. Okay. Angola quits OPEC due to disputes over quotas. Okay, Angola has quit this thing. So earlier there were 13 countries, but one of the country has quit. So only 12 countries are remaining. Okay. Now let us move to this particular question. It says with reference to government securities, GSEC. This topic was recently in news in the Hindu newspaper as well, right? So it says with reference to government securities, GSEC considered the following statements. So what are government securities? Government securities are generally tradable instruments. So if government needs some money to meet its finances, many a times government, let's say, does not have proper amount of money to spend on some of the programs. So the thing is, government can borrow it from the market, right? So to borrow from the market, government issues government securities, and people purchase government securities, they give money, and that money is borrowed by the government. Government utilizes that money, and in future government returns also. And this money that the government borrows, right, government gives a kind of security. I mean, government is since government of a country is sovereign, so there is no doubt that it's there is no doubt of defaulting. Government never defaults. So the thing is, people's money are in secure hands. They will get back their money. So government securities issued under different formats. One of the things is known as treasury bills, right? Treasury bills. So there it is given at a discounted price. For example, there is a government security priced at 100, but the thing is, government will issue at 95 rupees, let's say. So you get the security worth 100 rupees, you are paying 95 rupees. At the maturity, let's say after 91 days, if you give it back to the government, you will get the 100 rupees. So the thing is, 5 rupee will be your profit. That is known as discounted coupon. Okay. So here it says it is a tradable instrument. Yes, it is a tradable instrument issued by the central government only. This is wrong. These government securities are issued by the central government as well as by the state governments. Okay, so that's why this statement is wrong. Second, it says cash management bills and treasury bills comes under the category of government securities. Yes. So as I discussed, treasury bills, they come under it. Cash management bills, they also come under it. Okay, they are also part of government securities. Treasury bills are those bills, right, that are issued by the government that has a maturity period of more than 91 days. It may be for, let's say, 6 months, 1 year. It may be for 2 years or at most 3 years. But in case of cash management bill, right, they are issued for a very short duration, maybe less than 91 days. Means government may need money for about, let's say, 60 days or 45 days. They may issue cash management bills. They will be government securities. They will be, let's say, government will issue it at a discounted price. Government may also give interest on this, right? So this is the thing. So second statement is right, which is option B is correct in this question. Option A is incorrect because the state government can also issue government securities. Then we have a previous year question from 2020. This is also from Indian economy. It says, in the context of Indian economy, non-financial debt includes which of the following? Here, the catch is this particular keyword. What? Non-financial debt. In general, most of you may be thinking that any debt means like if you are borrowing money, it is financial in nature, right? But what is this non-financial debt? It may confuse many of you, but don't get confused. Here the thing is, anyone can borrow money. For example, household, individual, they can borrow money, right? You as an individual can borrow money for purchasing a home. You can, let's say, have a credit card. You can utilize money from the credit card. That's also a kind of loan that you're taking, right? So individuals, households borrow money. Similarly, governments can borrow money, as we have seen, in the form of government securities. And even financial institutions borrow money. For example, the State Bank of India, it may require money, it can borrow money from the Reserve Bank of India. HDFC Bank may borrow money from the Reserve Bank of India or from a peer bank, like that. Okay, you're understanding? Whenever a financial institution borrows money, right, that is known as financial debt. Whenever an individual, a household, a government borrows money, that is known as non-financial debt. Here we need to identify non-financial debt. So it says, in the context of Indian economy, non-financial debt includes which of the following? First, housing loans owned by households. That's a non-financial debt. Amounts outstanding on credit card. That's also a non-financial debt. Treasury bills. They are issued by the government. So it's also a non-financial debt. So all of these three are non-financial debt. Are you understanding? Whenever a financial institution, let's say a bank borrows money, that will be a financial debt. That will not be a non-financial debt. Others are non-financial debt. Okay. Like from economic point of view, this is the nomenclature. So correct answer is option D from the previous year question. So with this, let us now quickly move to another question. Okay. This is question number 7 for the day. It says consider the following countries. Here they have given name of 5 countries. Now they are asking how many of the above countries provide dual citizenship. All of you may be reading polity book, any book, D.D. Basu, Lakshmikant, or any book of your choice. Maybe you are reading Bear Act. So the thing is, Government of India does not provide dual citizenship. We have only what? Single citizenship. So option 5 is not there. India provides only single citizenship. If you want to acquire citizenship of any other country, you have to renounce Indian citizenship, right? Or if you acquire citizenship of any other country without notifying the government, automatically your citizenship gets cancelled, right? So you have learned about it in the chapter on citizenship, right? Article 5 to Article 11 of the Constitution of India talks about the concept of citizenship. So now let us talk about other countries. When we talk about United Kingdom, they provide dual citizenship. France, they provide dual citizenship. Canada, it provides dual citizenship. Even Pakistan has a concept of dual citizenship. Many citizens of Pakistan, right, have acquired citizenship from abroad, maybe in USA, maybe in Canada, right? So they have acquired citizenship abroad. So the first 4 are correct. 5th is incorrect because we are 100% sure that India does not provide dual citizenship. But like this is not the thing that it's going to be there for eternity. There can be changes. The government may decide to provide dual citizenship, and even recently the External Affairs Minister of India has said that providing dual citizenship comes with some kind of cost. What cost? Means like, people, like there are difficulties for the finance ministry, there are difficulties related to, let's say, taxation matters and all. So that's the thing. Okay, so it is a debatable topic, but as of now, it is clear that India provides only single citizenship, not dual citizenship. So with this, let us see the previous year question. It says, consider the following statements. Now here what it says, Aadhaar card can be used as a proof of citizenship or domicile. No, Aadhaar card cannot be used as a proof of citizenship, because proof of citizenship is your voter ID or your passport, not the Aadhaar card. Aadhaar card can be used for address purposes, like it serves as, let's say, address proof, or Aadhaar card is also connected with, let's say, your bank account and all, for providing government benefits to you. But like it is not a proof of citizenship of a citizen. That's the thing. Once issued, Aadhaar number cannot be deactivated or omitted by the issuing authority. This is also wrong. Recently, let's say last year, it was in news that Government of India, not Government of India, the Unique Identification Authority of India, right? They have deactivated many Aadhaar cards. Around 3 crore Aadhaar cards have been deactivated by them, because they have identified there have been, let's say, bogus Aadhaar cards issued and all. So there have been issues of, let's say, deactivation of Aadhaar card also. Both these statements are wrong here. Correct answer is option D. All right. So with this, let us now quickly move to another question, which is question number 8. So why these topics have been used? To understand them, you download this PDF and go through the explanation again. This will help you to revise it, and also you will get to know the exact context why these topics are in news. Now let us discuss about a government scheme which is known as Bharatmala Phase 1 program or Bharatmala scheme. So what is Bharatmala? Basically, to understand this particular thing, Let us discuss. Let me quickly draw the map of India. Right. So this is, let's say, like, the rough sketch of map of India. I don't say that this is the exact map of India, but here, let's say this is the map of India. So Government of India has come up with a scheme which is known as Bharatmala scheme or Bharatmala program. So under this Bharatmala program, the Government of India wants to connect all places in India, like, major cities in India, ports in India, through roads, like that. Okay, through roads, like, they want to connect in this manner also. They want to connect diagonally as well. So the thing is, road connectivity is there, port connectivity is there. So this is a kind of government scheme. So let us discuss about it. Consider the following: economic corridors, greenfield expressways, coastal roads and port connectivity, border roads and international connectivity. So now they are asking about which of them, right? Which of them are part of this Bharatmala scheme? Which of them are part of this Bharatmala scheme? So we need to answer this particular question. So all these four: economic corridor, greenfield expressway, coastal roads and port connectivity, border roads and international connectivity, they are part of Bharatmala phase 1 program. Okay, so Bharatmala program is being implemented in different phases. As of now, phase 1 is going on, and they are working on economic corridors. They are working on greenfield expressways, coastal, let's say, like, roads and port connectivity. Greenfield expressways means we are creating road network for the first time, and this road network will act as an expressway, means, like, faster movement of vehicles will happen. Now this is another scheme, government scheme, previous year question 2017. It says, what is the aim of the program Unnat Bharat Abhiyan? Government of India had come up with Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. So they are talking about what is the aim of this program. So under this Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, Unnat Bharat program, so let us discuss about why this program came about for the first time. Basically, from the Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Delhi, many professors came together. They have thought of, let's say, helping the rural areas in development. They thought of helping the rural areas in adopting technology, right? So they initiated a project of reaching out to the rural areas. This is also, let's say, considered to be scientific social development. You might have heard about this corporate social, there is a scheme, corporate social, I forgot the name, CSR activity, okay, CSR, corporate social responsibility. Similarly, there is a concept which is known as scientific social responsibility, okay, scientific social responsibility. So long back, the, let's say, like, Department of Science and Technology has come up with a white paper that talked about scientific social responsibility. Means scientists have a responsibility, professors of technical institutions have a responsibility to reach out to the grassroots level to educate them about the importance of science, right? So that, like, we can transform their minds, so that, like, kids from rural areas can also aspire to become scientists, can also aspire to grow up and take up some career in STEM, right? That's the thing. So professors from IIT Delhi and other institutions have reached out. Initially, IIT Delhi reached out to rural areas, and Government of India has seen some potential in it. So Government of India thought that why only IIT Delhi? Many institutes from India, means, like, many prominent institutes from India may be asked to reach out to the rural areas, so that, like, we can transform the rural areas in India, right? We can help the rural areas to grow. That's the thing. So this Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, it is a kind of a scheme where connecting institutions of higher education with local communities to address development challenges through appropriate technologies. That's the thing. Option B is the right answer in this case. All right. So with this, let us now move to another question. Here it says, consider the following: Budapest, Belgrade, Vienna, Kyiv. So these are some cities, right? Name of some prominent places. Budapest, you might have heard about Budapest Convention, Vienna Convention. Belgrade is a city that remains in news. Kyiv is in Ukraine, we know. like, you know, Kyiv, I think it is the capital of Ukraine, right? So it says the river Danube passes through how many of the above mentioned places? Now this particular topic is primarily from which section? This particular topic is primarily from mapping section. It is from mapping section, okay? It is from geography and mapping. Geography and mapping section. So such questions whenever comes, you need to give little importance, like little more attention, because many a times since we don't read mapping every day, so we may face difficulty in solving these questions. So it is important that like you practice maps every day, and like in our The Hindu newspaper analysis, we are every day discussing a new mapping topic, right, that comes up in news. Today we discussed about a volcano that has recently erupted, an active volcano in East, like, you know, in East, what we say, Indonesia, right? In East Indonesia. We have done mapping of Indonesia also, and we have named that volcano as well today. So it says Danube River passes through how many of the above mentioned places? It passes through Budapest, it passes through Belgrade, it passes through Vienna, but it does not pass through Kyiv. That's the thing. And here they have given they have given a UPSC previous prelims year question, like, you know, UPSC prelims previous year question. It says consider the following pairs river flows into, right? So it is little jumbled up. The question has not been, I think, like, you know, in the PPT that they have framed, they have not been able to include it in proper format. So on one side they have mentioned, so I'll be mentioning here. On one side they have mentioned name of the river, on the other side they have mentioned flows into, right? So the thing is, or drains into. On one side there is a name of a river, on the other side where this river drains into. So the thing is, here you might have heard about Mekong river, right? Mekong. There is a cooperation also that is known as Mekong Ganga cooperation. This is, let's say, they have created because they want to bring together those countries that have civilizational ties. So this Mekong river, it does not drain into Andaman Sea. It drains into, actually, it drains into South China Sea. Mekong river drains into South China Sea. That's the thing. Second, right? So first is wrong, this one. Thames. Here they have mentioned about, they have mentioned Irish Sea. So when we talk about Thames River, Thames River actually drains into this North Sea. Okay, it drains into which sea? North Sea. Third, Volga River. Okay, third, Volga River. So it drains into this one, Caspian Sea. This is right. Fourth, they have mentioned about Zambezi River. It drains into Indian Ocean. Zambezi River. It drains into Indian Ocean. Right? So here the first that they have said Mekong, it drains into South China Sea. That's wrong. Thames, it says, like, you know, it drains into Irish Sea. That's wrong. It drains actually into North Sea. So the first two are wrong. Third and fourth are right, means option C is the right answer. All right, since they have, let's say, like, you know, jumbled up in the PPT, so that's why I thought of writing it for your understanding, right? Maybe I'll get this PPT also updated, right? So in your free time you can download this PDF and go through it. Then at last, this is question number 10 for the day. We are going to discuss about another important topic. It says with reference to Sukanya Samriddhi account scheme, right? Sukanya Samriddhi account scheme or Sukanya Samriddhi scheme. You might have heard about it. So the Prime Minister of India launched it as part of Beti Bachao Beti Padhao Abhiyan, right? So, like, you know, it was a very successful initiative initially when it was launched. So there they have launched Sukanya Samriddhi account scheme. So here they have given 3 statements related to this. Before we go through these statements, let me brief you about this Sukanya Samriddhi scheme. So what is this Sukanya Samriddhi scheme? Basically, if any household, right, has a girl child, right? Up to 2 girl child who are less than the age of 10 years, means from the day of birth of the girl child till the date till she attains the age of 10 years, the parents can open a bank account for the girl child in a post office or in any bank in the country, right? So in that bank account they can deposit money, right, for that girl child. Okay, the money that is being deposited in that account, so it will be kept in that account till that girl child attains the age of 21 years. Till the time she does not attain the age of 21 years, that money will not be withdrawable. That money will remain in the account. Or second part is, even let's say if that girl child gets married before the age of 21 years, in that case also they can withdraw the money. Means like either of the two. Means if the girl child gets married, that time they can withdraw the money, or if she attains the age of 21 years, then they can withdraw the money. It is not necessary that she should withdraw the money. If she wants to keep the money in the account, she can keep the money in the account and she will be, let's say, getting the interest. And in the Sukanya Samriddhi account, government gives very high interest rate. Okay, why this is so? So that the parents can safeguard her future. So like whenever this girl child will get married, she will have sufficient money, right, for her marriage. So this is the thing. So let us now go through this, these three statements. It says interest on balance is calculated by compounding on a yearly basis under this scheme. This is a technical information, but this is right. Means the interest that is paid on the account, it is calculated on an annual basis, right? Compounded annual basis. For example, this year you have deposited 1 lakh rupees, right? If you are getting, let's say, 8% interest rate, next year it will be 1,08,000 rupees. Next to next year, what will happen? 1,08,000 rupees will act as principal. On it, there will be 8% interest. The rate of interest that I am saying, this is just for example. So the interest that the girl child will be receiving, it is compounded annually. That's the thing. So the maximum amount that can be deposited in a year, it is 1.5 lakh rupees, not more than that. And minimum amount is 250 rupees, right? 250 rupees and in multiples of 50 rupees thereafter. Means like if you want to open an account, minimum you have to deposit it to 250 rupees. That's the thing. So this scheme has an annual deposit ceiling of rupees 1.5 lakh in a financial year. This is also right. Then the third statement, this scheme is applicable only up to 2 daughters for one family. This is also right. All the three statements are right. So correct answer is option C. Alright, correct answer is option C. This is a very good scheme. Now let us discuss about the previous year question. This is also similar scheme. So it is way back 2010 question. Right, so like we will not discuss in detail about this. It says 2 of these schemes launched by the government of India for women's development are Swadhar and Swayam Siddha. As regards to the difference between them, consider the following statements. Okay, so the thing is, here they have given 2 statements, but none of these statements are right. Correct answer is option D. Why I am not discussing in detail? Because it is 2010, very old scheme. And by now government has renamed most of these schemes. You need to learn about the recent schemes that are there. Okay. You need to learn the components of those schemes also. So why this scheme is in news? Sukanya Samriddhi account scheme, because government of India has increased the interest rate in this scheme and one other scheme by 10 and 20 basis points only. Okay. That's the thing. So rate of interest has been increased, right? In Sukanya Samriddhi account also, and in one more scheme of the government. Okay, so they have just increased the rate of interest. So that's why it was in news. So that will be all from my side for the day. Thank you so much everyone for attending today's session. I hope you have a good day ahead. Thank you.